Hey man, say man, we're popping. It's your boy OGB, Original Bear. This video gonna be a little bit different from the rest of my videos. It's kind of about me tattooing, but it's really kind of more about life. And I was talking to a friend girl earlier about how I wish I had known what I know now some time ago. Of course, hindsight 2020. Excuse me for the pauses. I'm smoking because I want this to be like a real conversation between me and somebody who may be in some similar shoes of mine from some years ago. First, let me say this: I ain't no preacher, man. I'm not trying to preach to you, nothing like that. I'm just telling. This whole conversation is about the last year of my life and what I wish somebody would have told me that I had to, over time, tell myself. And sometimes, I ain't gonna say that we wasn't told, but the niggas that's telling you 20, 30 years older than you feel disconnected from them, so you ain't trying to really listen to them. Shit, little bro, if you 17, I'm 27. I just walked the path you're walking. The next 10 years, I just got off that road. And I'm saying all that to say, well, first let me get into this. I just started tattooing in the last year, and I'm grateful to be blessed enough to be making a living off of it. But let me tell you why you should start as soon as you have an idea. First, let me start there. The difference a year can make, little bruh, and I'm gonna keep saying little bruh because I'm hoping a younger me is out there listening. The difference a year can make, little bruh, is astronomical. It's insane. You feel me? If you really just lock in and do what you need to do for you or for your goals, moreover. Because as men, you're going to get to a point and you're going to get to an age where you're going to get tired of doing it for yourself. Naturally, you're going to have an instinct to want to provide for some young lady. And so before you get there, and while you got the time and the resources, because right now you got a whole lot more time than what you realize. I was telling my little brother, or my partner little brother, the other day, the older you get, the less time you have. The more time you accumulate, the less time you have, because your plate get full, your responsibilities get full. So while you got time, find something that you want to do and lock in. I wish that I had locked in back in 2019 on them tattoos when I first thought about it. Because I seen a nigga, I ain't even had no tattoos at the time. I don't think I got my first until like 2020. But at the time, I seen this dude who was really giving out shit tattoos, but he making $200, $250 a pop, you feel me? And as an artist, I already knew there was something like, shit, if I pick it up, I could probably figure it out. But it took me 5 years to pick it up. And what I'm saying to you, little bro, is don't let it take you 5 years. Now, it took me 5 years for my next point. As young men, as young black men, a lot of times we raising ourselves, we teaching ourselves the way to go. And we end up misguiding ourselves because we get to an age and we get to a point where the motherfucker you wanted to listen to either wasn't imparting knowledge or he wasn't just there it out, you feel me? and setting no example. And so we end up setting our own example for ourselves and picking our own role models to, follow after. And 9 times out of 10, it be that nigga that's close to us that's shining. And a lot of times in our community, the nigga that's close to us that's shining, selling drugs. And before anybody get me misconstrued, I don't find no issue with their lifestyle in full. I don't find no issue with trying to go and get your money. But let me tell you this, young man. At your age, at your stature, you can't fathom what you're risking. You don't understand what you're risking. You really don't know what 10 years look like. 10 years behind bars, behind some bullshit. Let alone the motherfuckers tell you gotta sit down and do 3 or 5 10-year cycles. You see what I'm saying? All because you was trying to get some money. The money ain't worth it, little bro. Not that type of money. You feel me? Like, and I'm saying all that because the less time you spend doing the bullshit that you think is gonna take you somewhere, which 9 times out of 10 if it do take you somewhere, and I'm talking on statistics, I'm not saying 9 times out of 10 on like some figurative shit, literal real spill, probably less than 9 times out of 10 the place it take you ain't gonna be where you want it to go. So you really gotta be mindful about what you're doing. There's gonna be some situations where you find yourself weighing your options. And when you find yourself in those situations, sometimes it's too late. Sometimes you already in the thick of it. You feel me? I got friends. I got myself and some of my friends have been blessed enough to be in the thick of it and make it out clean. And some of us have not been so lucky. I got partners that done died to the bullshit. I got partners that's locked up to the bullshit. You feel me? When you really look at what you're risking, and let me tell you what really changed my mind on it. What got me to really begin to change my ways, because once you get in it, and some people say this is why they call it a trap, but once you get in it, it's gonna be hard to find your way out, even if it's not about other people and it's just about, damn, I'm used to making this type of money. I'm used to living this type of lifestyle. Anytime you get in a pinch, you're gonna want to revert back to what you know. So it's great while you got this time as a young person to go and get a real skill. Whether it's tattooing or HVAC or motherfucking CDL, little bro. You know what I'm saying? I forgot where I was going with that, but shit. Oh, let me tell you what changed my mind on this shit. Damn, where was I going with that? Fuck, hold on, let me think. Let me tell you what changed my mind. This was it. My partner came to see me in the A while I was living in the A, and he seen the type of motion I was having. He asked me a question. One of the most important questions anybody ever asked me. And I really didn't know I was gonna be this candid in this conversation, but this gonna help somebody. But my partner asked me, he said, shit, how far you trying to go with this shit? And at this point, I've been doing this shit for like, maybe like anywhere between like 4 and 6 years. And I've been doing this shit in a new city for like, I've been probably doing this shit at this point for like 5, maybe 6 years type shit. I've been doing this shit in a new city for half of that time. And so shit, I told my partner straight up, I was like, shit, nigga, I'm trying to be him. I'm trying to be the nigga with it all. Everything that come through the city, it come through me. And that was how I felt at the time. But then I had to sit and ponder that question after my partner had left. And I realized what I would be risking wasn't worth that goal. That goal ain't even sustainable. You can't live that goal for a long time. Very few niggas do. Some niggas do it. Shout out to them. Very few niggas do though. And don't nobody do it clean, untouched. And so I said I had to sit with the question, and I had to. I thought about the sacrifices my parents made to get me to where I was. I thought about the fact that I'm doing this shit big, but I'm still doing it under wraps. Cause I don't want my mama to find. I don't want my mama to know where I'm getting all this money from. I'm hiding the things that I have because I can't even be truthful about where the money coming from. You see what I'm saying? And then shit, for somebody, a girl might save your life. Your love for a female might save your life because it might make you want to change your ways. Because I thought about the fact that at that time I loved this person. And I realized like I would never want to do nothing to put myself in a space. At that time in my life, I didn't want to do nothing to put myself in a space to where I wouldn't be able to see her, touch her, hug her for 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? She move on with a whole new life. You feel me, little bro? Like, life goes on, but when you in the wild, that shit static, cuz. When you in the ground, that shit static. You live the same day over and over in jail. I don't know what death like, but it ain't life. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to move around, touch grass, see the sky, interact with your loved ones. You know what I'm saying, little bro? Like, and I ain't preaching to you, I'm just telling you, like, don't be like me, for real, though. Like, I was the prodigal son, for real. Like, I wanted the stuff that I know God could give me. But I wasn't trying to go through the process. I wanted to do it this way. Because this where I see some money at. This where I see is working it. You can't want the stuff. I ain't even gonna say that you can't want the stuff, because you can want the stuff. The stuff is yours, but it is gonna come to you in due time. You got to go through your due process, as everything else in life does. You know, the tat on my knee, it mean a lot. Born again is more than just taking the dip in the water. You gotta like really actively try and be better. You gonna find yourself, little bruh, as a young black man in situations with other young black men where it's gonna seem like one of y'all finna have to go. I'm gonna tell you something that my mama told me in 3rd grade. You gotta think about your actions. If I do this, then it's gonna happen. You might feel like you all the way in your rights to blast a mug. You feel me? But you gotta think legally. Am I? And you gotta think in a split second. Otherwise, it could end your life, yours and that person's. Cause sometimes, just like the Boondocks, bro, what I'm talking about is nigga moments. You're gonna find yourself in a argument or almost flash out with another person that look like you, from your culture, from your same background, over nothing. It's gonna be over nothing. And you gotta stand on your teens at all times for sure. But at the same time, be smart enough, be aware enough of what you can and cannot do, and when you cannot do it. When you can and cannot do it. It's so much to live for. I feel like a lot of young dudes today is buying into the statistics of you not gonna see past 18 outside of a box, whether it be a coffin or a jail cell. But little bro, that shit is not. That shit ain't gotta be you. They told us all the same shit. Don't believe that shit. That shit ain't gotta be you. It's so much to live for. It's so much experiences out here. So many experiences out here. So much to be experienced. Don't die early over some bullshit. Don't find yourself locked up over some bullshit or fast money, some small shit. That shit small in the grand scheme of things. You could fuck around, live to be 80. Don't live to be 80 in a box, surrounded by a bunch of niggas. When you could live to be 80, have a lifetime of experiences, travel the world, accomplish this, accomplish that, get married, or not, if that's not what you want to do, and just have sex with a whole bunch of beautiful women if you that type of person. But you can't do that in a box, little bro. You can't get no real money or do nothing with the money for real in a box, little bro. I started tatting a year ago. But it ain't about the fact that I'm tatting. It's not the specific skill. It's the time that I put into that bit. The fact that I went and bugged my mentor, standing over his shoulder until the nigga was just like, fuck it, bro, you can have a spot downstairs. That's your spot. Don't pack your stuff up, because I know you coming back, pretty much. Basically what the nigga telling me. You see what I'm saying? I know you coming back, so boom, that's your spot. Within 3 months of picking up the machine, little bro, you just gotta lock in. Find a reason. Find a why. Find a why you doing it. See, I'm the type of person, when I can't do it for myself, I find somebody to do it for. Sometimes you can't do it for yourself. You tired of doing it for yourself. Find somebody to do it for, little bro. Whether that's your mama, your girl, your baby, whatever it is. You could be so much more than what they telling you. It's not none of our fault that we figuring out our own way. It's not none of our fault that we don't know what we don't know. But it's time we start figuring this shit out. I'm OGB Tatts. This is my knee tat. I believe that I used a 7-round liner and a 9-round shader. Signing out.